There's a podcast called Maz's Musings. They're on Facebook. They do other Disney-related things, sports things, too. I was listening to their Disney Cruise episode because we're headed to a Disney cruise. But they posted...
Let's clarify that.
Let me clarify that.
We're headed to a Disney cruise in 1 year.
1 year. Almost exactly. But they posted a bracket, and it's not March Madness, but we'll extend that fun a little bit more. A Disney animation and Pixar series of brackets. And it doesn't have every animated film on here. Again, Maz's Musings. They're the podcasts that posted this. And we thought it'd be fun to go through and we each filled out half of a bracket. We picked one side and we're going to meet in the middle and see where we get. How about I start? Okay. I've got Coco going up against Pocahontas was my first matchup, with Coco beating out Pocahontas. Frozen against Hercules. These started to hurt right off the bat because I put Frozen over Hercules, which was, honestly, those are pretty close in my head. Tangled versus Monsters University was easy. I put Tangled ahead of that. Beauty and the Beast versus Sleeping Beauty. I went Beauty and the Beast. Monsters, Inc. versus the Aristocats. I went Monsters, Inc.
Oh, did that one hurt?
A little bit.
Not as bad as Smithers.
I mean, I enjoy the Aristocats, and there are aspects of it that I really like, but overall, I really like Monsters, Inc. quite a bit more. Moana versus Lady and the Tramp. I went Moana. Snow White versus Peter Pan. I went Peter Pan. Finding Nemo versus Ralph Breaks the Internet. Finding Nemo was the easy one there. WALL-E versus The Rescuers Down Under was one that I was stuck on for a while because I really like The Rescuers Down Under, but I ended up going with WALL-E. Luca versus Raya. I went Luca. Raya. Luca versus Raya. I went Luca on that one. Yeah, right.
Really?
It's fine. I don't love either of them, but
I did not like Luca.
I enjoyed Luca a little bit better. Mulan versus A Bug's Life. Also a tough one, but I went with Mulan. Aladdin and the Fox and the Hound.
I don't have to divorce you.
Aladdin and the Fox and the Hound. I went with Aladdin on that one. Real big soft spot for that one. Zootopia and Brave. I went Zootopia. Fantasia versus Bambi was a real tough one because both of those are pretty high on my book. But I went Fantasia. Incredibles 2 out versus Alice in Wonderland. Went Alice in Wonderland on that. I'm not sure if it's the better movie, but it's the one I enjoyed maybe a little bit more in the long run. Toy Story 3 versus Atlantis hurt a little bit, but I went with Toy Story 3. Okay. What are your first matchups?
All right, I had Lion King and Black Cauldron.
Easy peasy on that one.
Yeah, Black Cauldron. I think you made me watch one time. So Lion King, Emperor's New Groove, and Onward. Emperor's New Groove. Big Hero 6, Treasure Planet, Big Hero 6, Toy Story 2, and Finding Dory, Ratatouille and Elemental, Ratatouille, The Little Mermaid and 101 Dalmatians, The Little Mermaid, The Jungle Book and Cinderella, Inside Out and The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Inside Out, and I don't know if I have ever seen Hunchback of Notre Dame all the way through.
Really? We should watch that one sometime.
That is one that we just did not watch, and I don't know why my mom didn't have us watch that one.
Well, I think when you watch it, it may become clearer. There was maybe some things she didn't want to explain. But
yeah, so I don't know that movie at all. So that's why I went with Inside Out. Toy Story and Frozen 2, Toy Story, Pinocchio and Tarzan. I went with Tarzan.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I watched Tarzan maybe over 100 times in my life because my little sister refused to eat unless Tarzan was playing. And
Shout out Kelsey.
Yep. And I am 14 years older than her. And so I often spent meal times feeding her and watching Tarzan. And so now we would make it through like a third of the movie or something every meal. And so I'd get the movie done in a day. You know, or maybe a little bit less, but so I think I've probably seen Tarzan 100 times, so somewhere around there.
Still good.
Toy Story 4 and Encanto. I'm gonna go with Encanto.
I was gonna say there shouldn't be.
I don't remember. The problem was I couldn't remember what Toy Story 4 was.
It's the one where they're in the camper and there's like the creepy doll in the antique store.
Oh, that one. Okay, it's not Lotso.
No, that's Toy Story 3.
That's 3. Okay, because that one's better. Okay. Soul and Dumbo. I went with Soul. The Incredibles and Princess and the Frog. That one was a tough one for me.
Yeah.
I love The Incredibles and I love Princess and the Frog. but I did go with Princess and the Frog. I love Tiana. Had to go with her. Wreck-It Ralph, Cars, Wreck-It Ralph. Robin Hood, Lilo and Stitch. Sorry, Daniel. Robin Hood.
Oh, they're both so good.
I'm sorry.
I'd have gone Lilo and Stitch.
I know. I'm very sorry. But this was
I'm
my
not
bracket.
upset. It's Robin Hood. I'm okay with that.
Up and The Rescuers. Up.
Yeah, that's fine. Rescuers Down Under. I like the Rescuers Down Under far more than I like the original. Is that all of them for you?
Yep.
Okay, so that moves me into my next section here, which is Coco was up against Frozen. I moved Coco right along there. Tangled versus Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast won out. Monsters Inc. versus Moana was a tough one for me, with Moana taking the lead. Peter Pan versus Finding Nemo. Nostalgia won out on this one, and Peter Pan advanced. Wall-E and Luca, that was an easy one. Wall-E advances. Mulan versus Aladdin was a little tougher, but I put Aladdin higher. Aladdin was something that I have a lot of fun. Aladdin was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Zootopia was up against Fantasia. Fantasia wins out. Both good. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland and Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 ekes out the win on that one. That was, to me, the best conclusion to the Toy Story arc, right? Like, I enjoyed Toy Story 4, but if they had stopped making Toy Story movies after that, that was the perfect ending to a decades-long storyline.
Because that's when the toys went to Bonnie, right?
Yeah, where they're in the trash compactor at the end and it looks like they're all going to die. I did see a video where someone edited the end of it for their mom, and they cut out, like, it faded to black as they're going towards the trash compactor or the incinerator, and he cut out all the rest and then hooked up the credits to it. So it looked like that was the end of the movie.
Oh, that's so mean.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
So mean. All right. Lion King and Emperor's New Groove. Emperor's New Groove.
Over Lion King?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to discuss this later, but I can't.
I'm not a huge fan of Lion King.
The Lion King?
Yeah, I did not grow up watching The Lion King at all. Like, I saw it one time with my cousins. One of the first
movies I saw in theaters.
I saw it one time with my cousins, and that was it.
You've seen it since?
Yeah, but as a kid. Emperor's New Groove.
I love the Emperor's New Groove.
We watched that one so much. This is my bracket, not yours.
Sorry.
You also had Aladdin win out over Mulan. Did I rip your head off? No. I let it go. I didn't say anything. I was silent.
I can't believe you've done this.
Big Hero 6 and Finding Dory. Big Hero 6. Ratatouille, Little Mermaid. Cinderella, Inside Out. Cinderella. Toy Story and Tarzan. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the original Toy Story is showing its age. If you rewatch it, the animation is definitely not what it used to be.
Encanto and Soul. Encanto. Princess and the Frog and Wreck-It Ralph. Princess and the Frog. Robin Hood and Up. Robin Hood.
Okay. So moving along to our next set. Coco went up against Beauty and the Beast, and Coco wins out. That was a real hard one. I've got some big soft spots for me on some of the more modern ones.
Would be so mad at you. He hates that movie so much.
He does hate Coco. He does not like sad things, and he will not even let me listen to Remember Me. Remember Me. I can't even play it in the car. He'll start screaming at me to skip it. So Coco beat out Beauty and the Beast. That was a tough one and a bit of an upset for me.
I thought Beauty and the Beast was going to go to the end.
I kind of did too.
So now I know I'm going to win.
I'm hearing out the music. I'm hearing the music in my head right now. Moana went up against Peter Pan, and eventually I had to concede. Moana takes the cake on that one.
Yeah.
Wall-E went up against Aladdin. This killed me too because Wall-E won out. I do love that movie. Fantasia went up against Toy Story 3 and Fantasia.
I still don't know if I've seen all of Fantasia. So Emperor's New Groove, Big Hero 6, Big Hero 6. Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Little Mermaid. Tarzan and Encanto. I have Encanto. Princess and the Frog and Robin Hood. Sorry, Robin Hood. Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
I feel like
those are the tough calls.
So do you have any old movies left? Do you have Fantasia? I have Little Mermaid. Any other old movies?
Fantasia's the only one in the four that I have left. So we're in the top 8 between our brackets.
Yep.
So I've got going up against each other, Coco versus Moana. I put Coco ahead of that one. And then I have Wall-E versus Fantasia. Wall-E wins out.
Wow. Goodbye, Fantasia.
Yeah.
So I have Big Hero 6 versus The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid wins.
Okay. I'm good with that.
And
I'll allow it.
the confidence. And Encanto and Princess and the Frog? Princess Encanto. No, Encanto.
Hold on.
Encanto wins on that one.
Okay. I'd have made that call too.
Okay.
All right. So
your final two
final two that I have on my side is Coco versus Wall-E. And this is a real tough one for me. I picked Coco, and I think Wall-E's the better movie, but Wall-E committed one of the movie sins that I have for animated movies. And this is that they use live action actors as characters in the movie. Now, I'm not talking about when Wall-E watches Hello Dolly on TV. I'm talking about like the head of whatever the corporation is, the president of the world.
Oh, yeah.
When they do the video, it is an actual live action human being, and that completely takes me out of the movie. It's the only criticism that I have for Wall-E. Otherwise, it is an absolute masterpiece. Happy Feet did it as well, but I think I don't really actually like Happy Feet, but it was a similar thing. It completely rips me out of the movie. And I do love Coco. I don't think Coco's the better movie necessarily, but it is for me right now.
Yeah. Okay. You do like the music too.
I love the music. I love the music in Coco, and I love the visuals and how the story can be told with little to no words in Wall-E. I think they are both fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So I have The Little Mermaid and Encanto. Any guesses?
That's a rough one.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to say The Little Mermaid is what you picked.
So I went with the one that has less sharks.
So we have Encanto versus Coco as the final two then.
Yes, Encanto versus Coco. So this is in the last decade, isn't it? Am I remembering right that both of these films
How old is Coco?
Are within the last decade?
The decades are going too fast.
So Encanto and Coco.
Where are you sitting between the two? What are you picking?
If I had those two movies in front of me to sit down and watch, I'd pick Encanto.
I would too. Encanto would win out over Coco.
Because we went and saw that movie in theater, and then you turned the soundtrack on, and I don't think we stopped listening to it until it came out on Disney Plus.
I still listen to Surface Pressure not infrequently, and I could go on and on about the small details in that movie that I really, really, really love.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. Let's stop recording and watch Encanto. Okay. I'm sure we'll have plenty of time to go over everything, all our details, and we can each fill out the other half of that bracket another time. But that was fun. Now let's get to the show.
To all Disney adults and morbidly curious casuals, we proudly present our spectacular festival pageant of theme park ramblings and peculiar opinions in thousands of seconds of average quality sounds of Mice and Matterhorns podcast.
Welcome to Of Mice and Matterhorns, the podcast where we revel alongside and reveal the mystery of Disney adults. I'm your host, Daniel.
And I'm Shannon.
And you're feeling better. Which means I don't have to do another solo episode, which got pretty weird. I don't think you listened to it, did you?
I did. I don't listen to any of ours.
Really? Okay, good. We'll definitely skip the last one then.
See, what I wish you had done, because I did see on Instagram what the premise was. I wish you had read Winnie the Pooh with your Winnie the Pooh voice like you do for the boys at night.
I thought it'd be funnier to read Dracula.
Plus, I love Dracula. But I think that's just weirder.
I don't know.
But
folks, chime in. Did you think it was funny that I read Dracula as Winnie the Pooh? And was my Winnie the Pooh impression any good?
Our boys think it's great. They love it when you...
it's great when I talk like Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
Oh, bother.
So next time I'm sick, just actually read Winnie the Pooh.
All right. So today we're finishing up our trip report. We're actually headed into the Magic Kingdom, Disneyland.
And this was 2 months ago already.
Yep.
You made a family or a home video for us. And so we rewatched it yesterday because I was like, this was 2 months ago. I don't remember all the details. So, and I also thought it was really interesting. So this trip was kind of, we go around my birthday just because I like to have something around my birthday in winter to get out of our dreary Washington weather. But we also wanted your mom to come with us. And so as part of a very early birthday present, we had her come to Disneyland with us. And so I find it funny that we are recording a recap of the day she came with us on her birthday.
On her actual birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Yep. Happy birthday, Kathy.
And my mom, quick shout out to my mom. She is an author as well. So look up Kathleen Robison. Is that her author name?
I believe so.
Yeah. On Amazon. If you're looking for some Christian romance, look it up. Okay, well, let's jump right in then. Disneyland. We did have park hopper tickets this trip, which means that there was the occasional park hop, but mostly we stuck to one park for a full day. So we're going to cover 2 days at Disneyland?
We are going to do our best.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've ever covered 2 days in one episode, so we're going to have to hurry along here. You and our oldest went on Space Mountain together, and the youngest and I went on Astro Blasters. Our youngest, there was no way he was going to go on Space Mountain because the last time he went on it, he puked.
Yeah, if you remember our previous episode, he threw
Not
up
previous, but
a previous episode. Yep. You'll remember he vomited all over my Spirit jersey.
Yes. And so our oldest and Daniel went on Space Mountain, and we went on Astro Blasters. And in the first room, he shot something that got him 50,000 points. I couldn't figure out what he was pointing at or anything because I was like, I want to shoot that. Apparently,
there's a dot in Zurg's chest that gives you a ton of points.
But I don't think we were in the Zurg room yet. Because that's the first room. So I have no idea what he got.
Yeah.
And they got him 50,000. And because we weren't even in the rides kind of stopped and we weren't even quite in the room and we sat there for a while. So we weren't even by that Zurg yet.
He was doing pretty good.
So he hit
firing
something
away.
that I was just like, and he was like, I don't know what it is. And I'm like, I wanted to repeat. So that was about he ended up with 52,400.
Good for him. So he got all the points in the first room.
Yep. And then I had 140,000, which might be my highest. I usually don't do great.
Okay.
Thanks.
No, I say that as in, I think you've done better.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. And so then we went and grabbed breakfast while we waited for you. And we went to the Galactic Grill, and
the Galactic Grill's getting better.
Yes, it is. And so this time I did our food a little bit differently because there were certain breakfast items I wanted to be sure to hit. And so I had breakfast listed out at the top. I think I've mentioned this before, but I do a Google Doc, and I list out all the foods at all the restaurants that we want to eat. And this time, at the very top, I listed out breakfast, and I listed which restaurants and which foods we wanted for breakfast. And then I did lunch, dinner, and I listed the restaurants and which foods we wanted to do for lunch, dinner. And that way, we were sure to hit the items we really wanted. And then, if we needed to fill in any gaps, there were more foods listed below. So the Galactic Grill, there were chicken tenders and funnel cake fries. And that just sounded really intriguing. And our oldest is very picky, but he will eat chicken tenders. And most places do not serve chicken tenders for breakfast. And so I was like, perfect. Yeah. You can eat the chicken tenders and the rest of us will eat the funnel cake fries. So he was not thrilled, but he ate them.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be sort of a chicken and waffles type thing, which I love chicken and waffles, but this was nothing like chicken and waffles. Yeah. But it was good.
It was good. Yep. Then our youngest son and I, we got the bagel breakfast sandwich that we had before that was really good. And
that's right.
Did you get the burrito again?
I think so.
Okay. And then we got dessert for breakfast too. It was the Galaxy Parfait.
That's right.
And it was okay. Our youngest, I think he ate quite a bit of it. Mm-hmm. There was some chocolate and mousse and the pearls things. I can't remember what they're called. Chocolate pearls or something like that. So he ate some of it. The textures I kind of have a hard time with. So it was okay. Not my favorite dessert we've had at Disneyland.
It was fine. A lot of their parfaits end up just being fancy chocolate puddings, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but nothing super special either. After this, did we meet up with my mom? That's what I've got listed. Mom showed up.
Yes. So then she came riding in the horse-drawn carriage up Main Street.
Very Disney-esque, yeah.
Yes. I was like, a wonderful entrance. And so I was like, okay, boys, go see Grandma. And they go running the wrong way around to go see her. And so then she gets off and comes straight to me, and Daniel and the boys are like circling the entire thing to find her. And I was like, how did you miss her?
Of course. Yeah.
So Daniel's videoing the whole thing. And so, yeah, it was great.
Yep.
But they eventually found Grandma and me again.
Yep.
And so we headed off to the shooting gallery. We had a lightning lane for Thunder Mountain, and there was a slight delay of when we could get on. And so Kathy suggested that we do the shooting range, or what is it called?
Yeah, the shooting gallery. And she had quarters, which we almost never have. One of the guns was broken too.
Mm-hmm.
We all took turns shooting on this one that we never had to put money in. So that was a lot of fun. And so what the shooting gallery is, if you've missed it or ignored it entirely, it's a shooting gallery that's set up like an old West town, and it uses light guns, and you aim for light up targets. And it's a lot of fun. I always enjoy it any chance we get a chance to do it.
There is rumor that it might be going away. So I'm glad the boys had a chance.
Yeah, I'd be bummed out if it did. Especially if they put a DVC lounge in there instead.
Mm-hmm.
That
is the rumor. So we will see. And then we went on Thunder Mountain. And whenever someone new joins our group for our trips, our oldest ditches us as fast as he can for the new person. And our youngest is thrilled to have the two of us to himself.
We're just dog meat as soon as someone else comes along.
For our oldest. Yeah. So our youngest, he's squished between the two of us in one, and our oldest is with Grandma. And so they had a great time.
Yeah, that was fun. Then we headed over to Pirates of the Caribbean, which oddly enough, our oldest was more or less fine with this time, despite it being a travesty of us dragging him on last time.
Yes, because Grandma liked it.
Because Grandma liked it, so he liked it.
So then
now.
It was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I love Pirates. I'm always happy when we can get on there. It's one of my favorites. We got to go on the treehouse next, which was cool because I have no memories of going in Tarzan's treehouse with my mom, but I do remember as a little kid loving the Swiss Family Robinson's treehouse, which has sort of been reverted back to. Mm-hmm. So it was cool to get to experience the updated version of the original treehouse with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some really neat features in that treehouse. I don't remember the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse very well, so I don't remember if it's anything like the old one, but the new one just has so many neat features and so many details. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to go through.
The ostrich animatronic, but the frogs jumping in the little cage, I don't know what it is. It's one of my favorite little things in that whole area. It's just a cage made out of like bamboo with these frogs that hop around, but they're animatronics. Mm-hmm. I like it. It's cool. Then we hit the Jungle Cruise. We were really, really having a fun time in Adventureland.
Yeah.
I don't think anything exciting happened on Jungle Cruise, right?
We got to see the eighth wonder of the world, though.
Oh, yes, we did. Again.
The backside of water, my favorite. I love dad jokes because my dad told them a lot.
Yeah. I told, since you didn't listen to the last podcast, I told the story of when we were on the Jungle Cruise and it crashed. You remember that?
No.
You don't remember that?
No.
We were on the Jungle Cruise together when we were dating. I was not thrilled about going on it, but you're like, it's the Jungle Cruise. And I was madly in love with you, as I still am. And so I didn't complain about it at all.
Oh.
But you don't remember Skipper Becky?
Nope.
She was talking to all of us, and we were looking straight ahead and like, she's getting awful close to that other boat. She rammed into it because the other boat had broken down in front of us. This is like the greatest Disneyland memory of my... I don't want to rehash it too much, but...
I'm so glad you didn't propose to me in Disneyland, because then that would still have topped proposing to me.
The skippers were firing their guns in the air because they didn't know what to do.
Oh, I remember that part. I don't remember running into it.
Yeah, she crashed into the boat in front of us.
Oh, didn't she sit down or something?
She sat down in the bottom of the boat and was
right.
like quiet. And no one knew what to do. And the one kid was like, I told you we shouldn't have gone on this ride. She asked if it was anyone's birthday and it wasn't. So yeah, nothing like that happened.
And then from then on, so that's why you've never argued with me about going on that ride again.
It's just the high of hoping that something might go wrong again.
Oh man,
someone falling in the water or something.
Oh, I had forgotten about that. I remember them firing their guns in the air, but I forgot we ran into somebody.
Yeah. The whole other boat of people just staring at us as she's telling jokes and then crashes into them. Then we went to Maurice's Treats.
Yeah. And I got the worst coffee in all of Disneyland, I think.
The mocha cold brew.
No, it wasn't the mocha cold brew. It was a nitro. It was a mocha nitro cold brew.
Okay, I was close.
And it
I think
tasted...
I thought it was fine. It was nothing special to me.
Yeah, it didn't really taste like a mocha.
Yeah, it was just sort of a nitro cold brew, which some people really like. Silky smooth.
It wasn't silky smooth. It tasted like coffee grounds.
Yeah. My apple boysen freeze was okay. A little overly sweet, but I'd read about it as, apple boysenberry slushy, essentially. A little overly sweet. It's no Knott's Berry Farm slushy, that's for sure.
I think we got the garlic cheese bread. Did we?
We did get the garlic bread, yeah. The
garlic cheese pretzel bread.
Oh, it is good.
Very tasty.
And my mom got a drip coffee, black.
Yes. And then we had a duck come and visit us. And so our youngest was trying to give it pieces of bread. And I was like, don't you dare. That's way too expensive to give to a duck.
These Disney ducks are nice and fat. I bet they taste delicious with all the...
Disney starts...
We got to get a Disney duck.
Disney starts selling roast duck. Little did we know we were feeding them.
They have enough of them.
Okay, that's morbid. Where's your music now?
Yeah, that's a good. You're right. That's a good.
Let me wish on crimson.
It's a good Crimson Sky idea, Shannon. Way to go.
Oh man,
Cook the ducks.
The fights we had about that stupid song. But the garlic cheese pretzel bread from Maurice's Treats, and I think it's also from the
Edelweiss used to have
Edelweiss.
It at least.
They probably doesn't.
Did they not have it anymore? That's where we first got it.
That's
I assume
right.
they both do.
I think they moved it.
No, okay.
I can look on my list really quick. If
I didn't
Google
think the marinara
Docs.
helped much.
No, the marinara is not necessary at all.
I was glad we tried it because I was curious, but it's
Oh no! Apparently, according to my list, it might be there.
After that, we headed over to our oldest's current favorite, Autopia, to breathe in the fumes, maybe for the last time.
Yeah.
No, it'll probably be there for a while longer, but they are rumored to be switching over to non-gas vehicles, which we assume is electric, but they haven't come out and said electric yet. So hydrogen, maybe?
Wouldn't that be cool if it was if it actually was futuristic?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Flying cars.
There we go. That seems dangerous.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, it was pretty dangerous when they first opened the park. People hijacking the cars.
Did it not have a track then?
It didn't have a track then. People were jumping on the track and pulling other people out and jumping into cars.
And people think people are wild now.
I love watching some of the old Disneyland stuff. I don't think you were watching it with me. I probably mentioned it now 50 times after seeing it because it blew my mind. But in the 70s, I think, they had someone in a jetpack fly around the Matterhorn.
You showed me that.
Honest to goodness jetpack.
Yeah.
Blows my mind. Makes me want to watch The Rocketeer.
So,
Autopia. I drove my mom.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
I got to push the gas pedal for our youngest and our oldest.
My mom was
Mr. Independent.
shouting at the oldest.
What was that?
My mom was shouting at the oldest, telling him to go faster. She was acting like an angry driver.
Yeah, he was all by himself. He was like, I am not going with anyone. I'm like, all right. So I was ahead of him and I did the gas pedal for our youngest and our youngest was steering. He's like, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm sorry. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. This is Autopia. You're not going to be a good driver on Autopia. So we had a good time and he was being silly too. So that was great.
Yeah. We hit up the Plaza Inn for lunch, where we also picked up a Pizza Planet slice of pizza, per the usual, along with the alien macaron.
Yes.
Which you did not love. Salted caramel.
Disappointment.
Yeah, salted caramel filling.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay. You did not like it.
Did not like it. Your mom liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am not a fan of salted caramel. I like normal caramel, not salt.
I'm a big fan of salted caramel, and I still thought it was just okay. I didn't think it was anything special.
Yeah. And your mom got, I think, the Cobb salad, and I did not eat any. Was that any good?
Yeah, it was good.
At the Plaza Inn?
It was, I feel like every now and then a salad hits the right spot, and that was a pretty good salad.
And then
that being said,
what?
I was going to say, that being said, we had the fried chicken with double mashed potatoes.
Yes. I convinced you to get double mashed potatoes because I did not want green beans. Who needs vegetables in Disneyland? So that's always really good. And then our youngest got the chicken tender meal.
Yeah.
Which he was thrilled with. I think he got double mashed potatoes as well. I don't think he wanted any of the green beans.
After that, we had the boys' big Christmas present cashed in.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Bippity Boppity Boutique, and they each got to pick out their costumes.
So to explain what the Bippity Boppity Boutique is, that is in Fantasyland. And for those that don't know, there are princess dresses as well as knight costumes and a Prince Naveen costume. And there's different tiers. So you can do just like, I think for boys, you can get like a cape and their hair done. And then they get a foam sword and shield. And for girls, I think there's like a very base level, but I'm not sure what that one is because I don't have any girls. And then there's some really, really fancy dresses. And then for boys, it's a knight costume and it's blue and gold.
Well, that's Prince Philip. Our oldest got Prince Philip's costume.
Our oldest got Prince Naveen.
I'm sorry. Our youngest got Prince Philip.
Oh, I thought they said it was a knight.
Yeah, they called them both knights. They knighted both of them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was definitely not as distinctive as Prince Naveen's. That green is pretty vibrant. But
so that was Prince Philip.
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't realize that. So Prince Philip. And so it was blue and red and gold. And it had a really, really long cape. So after we all done, I had to carry the cape.
Carrying his
behind him.
The train of his robe was
because it was dragging on the ground. I was like, this is too expensive to have on the ground. So our youngest picked Prince Philip.
Yeah.
And our oldest picked Prince Naveen, which was good because of the size. Prince Philip didn't go up to his size.
Yeah, it worked out well.
So that way we also didn't have two of the same. And so they got to change into their costumes and then they could have their hair done. And both were like, no, I don't want my hair done.
I was, for the price that we paid, I was more than a little disappointed that they didn't get their money's worth.
Yep.
I should have asked if they could have done my hair. I mean, they gave me free glitter last time, so.
And then I don't know what the cast members are called in there.
It might be fairy godmothers in training. That might be what they call them.
So fairy godmothers in training. And so then they knight the boys and then they turn them around and pull the little curtain back and then a sparkle goes around the mirror and then it shows them in the mirror.
Yep.
And so our youngest, the fairy godmother in training, was like, okay, have a serious look on your face.
Our youngest has a very fierce, serious face.
So our youngest is like always smiling. And so when he tries to do a serious look, he looks angry. Mm-hmm. Because he's like trying to squelch his smile and he just can't.
Scowl.
And so then he ends up scowling. And so it's so funny. But at the same time, he's like still like his
thrilled.
smile is still trying to come through. So it was really cute because he's trying so hard to be serious and he just can't.
This is when we really utilized that photo pass, though.
Yes.
Because with Genie Plus, which we had as well, we could get as many photo pass pictures as we wanted. So we flagged down a photographer and had him go crazy in front of King Arthur's carousel with Excalibur.
And our oldest, when we had originally told them about this before Christmas, just because we wanted to get an idea if they actually wanted to do it before we gave it to them as a Christmas present. And our oldest was like, yes, I want to do that. And then I want to go ride the carousel. And so once we gave him the present, that's all he could talk about. He was going to become a knight and then he was going to go ride the carousel. And so having to do pictures in front of the carousel was such a waste of time to him. He's like, why are we doing pictures? I have to go ride the carousel right now.
Quite a bit of money on this.
One track mind. So we got our pictures and then your brother, Josh, and his wife, Tess, and then their little guy.
Are we not saying? I guess we're not saying our kid's name, so we won't say his name.
Then they joined up with us as well. And so then we all went on the carousel together. And so then our oldest dream was fulfilled. He got to become Prince Naveen and ride the carousel.
Yeah, both kids holding up their swords as they rode their swords and shields. I was in my nice Roosevelt shirt.
Yep, and I had my Belle backpack on, and I don't remember if I was wearing my ears anymore. It was a very warm day. I think that's the day I got up to 80 degrees. And so then we got off the carousel, and we were going to walk through the castle, and there was nobody. And so I was like, boys, stop, let's get a picture. And so I think I only got a picture of one of them before a whole bunch of people came through.
Yeah.
But it was still really neat to get some pictures in there. And then we went out in front of the castle, and I can't remember if we found another PhotoPass person. I think we did.
I kind of think we did, off to the side. Yeah.
And then the band came and started playing. And so we got a few more pictures. And then because it was like 78, 80 degrees, the boys were like, we are way too hot. We can't keep wearing these things. So It lasted, I think they stayed in their costumes for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But being from Washington and it being, I think 2 weeks before we went, it had been in the 20s and then it had snowed and then we went to California. So to go from that to 80 degrees, I think the boys were just like, we can't do this anymore.
If we end up going to Oogie Boogie Bash, we'll have them wear those costumes. I'll be Maleficent.
Our youngest has told me there's no way he's wearing that.
I'll be Maleficent the dragon, and you'll be Maleficent the human.
Oh, great. Yeah, let's do that. Nope.
I have written down that I had a cold brew after this.
Lucky you.
That's all I've got. I don't know what cold brew. I don't know where.
I don't have any pictures of that, so it didn't happen.
I drank a cold brew. Probably from the Red Rose Tavern, most likely, with where we were, because then we headed to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway.
Let's see what cold brew it was. Yes, it was the Tavern Cold Brew, and you really liked it.
Oh, yeah. Then we headed into Toontown, which is always a risk because it is one of those areas that are time sinks for us and our boys. Mm-hmm. They will stay there as long as we will let them, doing nothing of interest to us.
Yep.
It's great.
So they went to Goofy's Play Yard. Mm-hmm. And
which their cousin was having a blast too, our nephew.
Yes.
So it was fun to let them run around for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we actually headed up that way because we had a lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie's. Mm-hmm. And because our nephew is so young, we were able to take him with us because he was under 3 at that point. And so we were able to take him without, because he didn't have a ticket, with us. And he'd never been on it. And all the boys, so 3 grandkids with grandma in a row, and then you and I and some strangers in our row.
Yep.
But the boys absolutely loved it. And I don't think your mom had been on it yet. I think that was her first time. And I think she really liked the dance part where they did is it salsa? Yeah. Or conga.
That ride gets better and better every time we go on it. It's quickly becoming a top for me.
Yeah. I think we did our favorite rides in the park. I think this is my second favorite.
Yeah.
Because Rise is my first. And I think this is my second. We'll see when Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens, though.
After Mickey and Minnie's, we went to a Small World.
And joined up with Josh and Tess again, because we didn't need a fast pass for this, and line wasn't very long. And our boys ditched us for Grandma again, so we got to sit next to each other this time.
I did have to turn around and reprimand our oldest for shoving his hand in the water.
He couldn't wait to get his hands squashed between the boat and the side.
But we had my mom, we heard her talking to our youngest, and she was pointing out the areas when they were in the Asia section. She was saying, "Oh, I was born in Japan." And then she's like, "And you were born in China." And he looks at her and goes, "Yeah, but you were born like a lot earlier than I was." So he agreed, but needed to emphasize the fact that they were not the same. Then we hopped on the train, and I was going to say we did not go to New Orleans Station because it was closed.
Yeah, we were gonna take the train to New Orleans Station and then do that side of the park. And then as we were standing in line, I looked it up and I was like, "Oh, that station's closed." So we just decided to ride it all the way around the park. Mm-hmm. What did we find out? It takes 40 minutes to do the whole
Seems
park.
like a long time, but maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was, because Josh and I were talking and we were guessing about how long it would be, and it ended up being, I think, around 40 minutes. And I was like, I had no idea that it took that long to get around the park.
And it is worth doing. I keep like trying to strongly insinuate to the cast members every time the Lily Bell is out that I want to go on it. Mm-hmm. Like, even though I know it's the Lily Bell, I'm always like, is that the Lily Bell? Which the Lily Bell is a train car that is only out when there's nice weather. It is an original train car that Walt Disney rode around on, and you can only get on it by special invite. And it's got like the original carpet to it. And they're always like, yeah, that's the Lily Bell, but they never ask me onto it. But New Orleans Station, that was closed because of the refurb going on at Haunted Mansion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because they're doing the whole
that's
line
all
refurb.
Closed. Yep.
I got a barre au citron.
Say what?
I got myself a barre au citron, which is a lemonade drink at the Red Rose Tavern.
Yes.
That I'd never heard of.
With the pear, right?
Yeah, it was like a pear lemonade. I really liked it. No one else did. I loved it. It was delicious. I'll probably get it again unless I immediately forget about it after this podcast.
Well, I think it was seasonal. They do that. And then I think we headed to Rancho del Zocalo.
I went on Snow White at some point.
Your mom did head out right before dinner time. She headed out because it was still light out and she wanted to head out while it was still light. So she did. And tonight, as we're recording, because your mom and dad gave me a Disney gift card for my birthday, I am wearing the ears that I bought with that gift card. So I am wearing my Ahsoka Tano ears that I bought.
And your
during
Ahsoka
that-
sweatshirt.
And I am wearing
Matchy.
the Ahsoka sweatshirt that I bought as a gift from you.
And I'm wearing my Haunted Mansion sweatshirt as a gift from you.
Yep. And ears too. I bought you those ears.
These are Oswald ears, yeah.
Yeah. So I was wearing the ears that your parents, that they gave me a gift card that I used the money to buy the ears. I really like them.
Yeah.
What is it? Season of the Force? Is that what it's
Oh,
called?
man,
It's
Season
going
of the
on
Force
right
is
now.
going on right now, yeah.
And
They basically created a season
Yep.
that's all just Star Wars centric,
Yep.
and I wish I could be there.
and I was going to try to figure out a way to go work. There's absolutely no way I can be gone right now. So that's just not happening.
They've got those bipedal droids out right now too that are walking around.
But I was really hoping to wear my Ahsoka stuff to Season of the Force.
You can still wear it. And if we do a Star Wars Day party for the
Yes.
podcast, you can wear it then too.
So that's my plan. But I had hoped to wear it potentially to that, but that's not happening.
So we ate at Rancho del Zocalo, or I went on Snow White. One of those things happened, and I'm not sure which. But you know what? Doesn't matter a whole lot. I went on Snow White, and then we ate Mexican food.
And then our youngest is really excited to go on Autopia, but I can't tell if Autopia is before or no, that must have been after.
Can you see if Josh and I got taco salad? I feel like the two of us were all
I did
amped
not
up.
get any pictures on dinner.
Oh.
I have nothing of dinner.
Josh and I think we're all amped up because we saw someone with a taco salad and we thought it looked really good. And for some reason, we were both just psyched up about it. And I think we both got it and were disappointed. Not disappointed that it was bad, but just that we would have rather have had a burrito. Either that happened. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember. I know I went and got the food and I ended up in a line that like did not move. And I just stood there and I was like, this is why we go to restaurants that you mobile order and you don't stand in a
Rancho
line.
del Zocalo had mobile order for a brief period of time.
Yep.
It really makes a difference. And I mean, you were, if I was not going to Disneyland with you, it'd be a whole different experience because you have this stuff down pat and will sometimes have all our meals ordered at the beginning of the day. So we just have to go pick them up, which is great, right? Like it
Which
takes
we'll
a lot of
talk about,
foresight, but
we'll talk about for our last day of how I actually forgot to pick up food one time.
we need to do a Disney planning episode and you can really go to town with your hints and tips at some point.
Yes, that would be fun. So the end of that day is a bit of a blur, but we did Rancho del Zocalo. The food was okay. It wasn't as good as the last time, I don't think.
Yeah, because I got a taco salad, not a burrito.
And then we had another meltdown from some kids. We did Autopia again at some point.
Autopia.
I have pictures on Storybook. We got a really pretty picture of the castle. It was roped off for some reason. I don't know if...
That might have been the one I took specifically for the background on my phone.
Oh, that's pretty.
Like I stopped because it was roped off and there's nothing there. So I was like, oh, this will be good for my phone
That's so
background.
funny because this is the point we talked about in one of our previous episodes where you were practically running to the other park. So we had decided to,
Is that picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had decided to end the night because our nephew was getting tired and Josh and Tess were going to head out. I think it was kind of windy, so we didn't anticipate there being fireworks that night. And so I think they stayed for a little bit and then
There wasn't fireworks, I don't think.
they decided to leave because there wasn't going to be fireworks. And we decided to run to,
Yes.
we decided
did,
to
didn't
have
we?
you run to the other park because Sip and Savor was still going on for Lunar New Year. And there was the strawberry milk tea macarons over there.
And we did mention this in the last one. Yeah,
were so good. And so you fast walked.
I would love one right now.
Yeah.
That and the coffee, the
Vietnamese
style coffee.
We never got that coffee again. I'm bummed. It was so
I'll look
good.
up a recipe.
Yeah. So that was the end of that night.
Which hotel were we at again?
We were at the Parkview Inn. So
We
we
were at
were
the
right
Parkview,
across
okay.
the street.
Easy peasy.
Very short walk. It was great. We had done the further one in November. And while that was a lot cheaper, I just prefer spending a little bit more and being a little bit closer.
Yeah, and it really wasn't that bad of a walk, but it was a significant difference after comparing the two. But had we been in the Grand Californian, it'd have been even a shorter walk.
Oh, perfect. I've already planned that. You're welcome.
Excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we, like I said at the beginning, that we hope to get through 2 days, but yeah, we did not. We got through one. We have to learn to recap a little bit faster.
We'll recap the next day in our next episode and maybe do our top 5 list of top 5 favorite things at Disneyland like we did for California Adventure and Universal Studios.
Then we got back to the hotel that night, and the housekeeping had set up all the boys' blankets and all of their stuffies in the coolest setup on their bed. They had like stacked them with the pillows and everything. And so it was just a really neat thing. And the boys absolutely loved that and thought that was so neat. And then we have some random pictures of stuff. Did I go on a ride?
Did you go on a ride?
I can't remember. There's like pictures of the San Francisco Bridge and Cars Land.
Did you go on Cars?
I don't know.
Because I think you got on it.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if I went on Cars and you went back.
I think that might have happened.
Because I did not get on Cars in November.
And you wanted to make sure it happened.
And I wanted
this
to
time.
make sure it happened this time because I usually end up with the kid that's difficult. And so then I miss out on things. And so I was like, I'm getting on Cars.
Springs Racers, yes.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Radiator Springs Racers. Because that is my favorite ride in DCA.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I think that's how I ended the night. And then you went back with the boys and then I joined you and we got them into bed.
Yeah. Okay. We'll cover the rest of it next time. Thank you all so much for listening. If you liked this podcast, please give it a rating. We would really love that. Leave us a comment. Shoot us an email at OfMiceandMatterhorns@gmail.com. Hit us up on all of our social media where we are at OfMiceandMatterhorns, except on X/Twitter where we are at MiceMatterhorns. So again, thank you so much for listening. And as always,
Have a Disney day.
Your attention, please. Of Mice and Matterhorns has now ended its normal operating episode. We thank you for your visit to our podcast and hope that the memories that you made will bring you back soon.